Beatmaking Basics.
In this lecture, what we're going to do is actually start creating the hi-hats. Okay, now we've already covered how to create the Roadrunner and the Tap Dancer. Now what it's going to be is basically taking these hi-hats and extending them over the course of our drum loop. Okay, now what I usually do is I will mute this out and listen to my snare track and see what needs to be on there. Okay, so let's just listen. So you kind of can hear where maybe this could go. And so I'm going to move it over here to on the 4 beat, okay, of every measure. Unmute that first. All right, cool. So I'm going to put this on the 4 beat of every measure. Now, keep in mind, you could pretty much put this wherever you choose. That's the main thing you got to understand. It's all based on what you want to do. Okay, when you listen to your tracks, you hear them and listen. Okay, you might ask, well, where do I put this? You put it wherever you want. Just make sure it doesn't sound too cluttered or it doesn't sound too all over the place, because it can get that way. So keep it simple first. Okay, so now after listening to it, I'm going to delete those the first bar right here and this bar right there. All right, now let's kind of go ahead and highlight these. Undo them. Now that kind of sounds basic, doesn't really sound too appealing. So what you would want to do is keep on working on it. Maybe that Roadrunner needs to be simplified a little bit more so you can cut out every other one. This is where you go straight up in here and you zoom in, and you could do a combination of the basic Roadrunner and what do you call it? Tap Dancer. And so I want to put like a Tap Dancer part right here. So between this particular measure. So this will be the length of an eighth note, actually. And so all I'm going to put is 3 notes. One right there, one right there, and one right there. Come over to quantization. Boom. Okay, so I have the Tap Dancer, and then I'm gonna go back to a basic. And this is just me coming up with whatever I want off the top of my head, but just make sure it makes sense. You can shorten it. And this is also where you do the combo. So if you notice, the snare drum was hitting, it did this combo right here. You can copy it and then come to the beginning of this and then go to this track and paste it and move that up.